Hi, I'm Brad Pfeffer from SRA. In this cane clip, we're going to talk about cleaning down your harvester for moving it both within your district and for between biosecurity zones.
The key areas, obviously starting at the front, is around your motors in the top here, around the spirals, of course. In behind all the back of the spirals here is a good spot where a lot of trash builds up, in between the floating shoes. Also up the feed train here, you've got your knockdown roller up the top. It tends to build up with a bit of stuff around there. Vine, any stuff like that. Dirt also builds up around our base cutters at the bottom. You want to get them as clean as possible. And from there, up the feed train, billets get caught up there also. So all through the whole machine here, up through to the back to the choppers, you tend to get a lot of trash building up. Also, while we're in this area, behind the wheels, wheel motors, a lot of trash in those areas, dirt. And then as we go through the choppers, we get a lot of dirt in the choppers in the back here, and up in the cleaning chamber is another area that tends to get a lot of mud, sugar, juice, all those sorts of things. So your elevator you want to clean as well, in all these holes, up through the flights and up to your secondary extractor at the top. So also another spot that a lot of trash seems to get caught up is underneath the cabin here. We can obviously lift that cabin by dropping a few pins, and it's got a hydraulic jack there to clean underneath that area. So you'll also want to lower the topper, clean around the top of drums up there, around any motors, and also the top of arm there as well. You want to make sure that's clean. So in this area, obviously a bit dirty still, you want to make sure this is free of trash, dirt. A lot builds up in the bottom of the engine bay here. Make sure that's all clean. Also the door jams tend to get a lot of trash around those areas as well. Up the top here we have the air cleaner. We want to ensure that that's clean. The pre-charge up the top's clean as well, and make sure that's all ready to go.
So it's part of everyone's biosecurity obligation that they follow the biosecurity rules, and one of those is that you don't move machinery without it being inspected and clean and having a permit to move. Well, it's really important because we've got different pests and diseases in each district through the state, and the last thing we want to be doing is moving a pest or a disease from one area that has it to an area that doesn't have it. So when we arrive, we probably sort of stand back a little bit and just have a general overview of the machine, try and see if there's any really obvious bits of dirt or trash hanging off the machine. If that looks pretty good, we'll start moving in closer and having a really good look, particularly up the throat of the machine, sort of around the rollers, the base cutter box, pickup rollers. Then we start looking around the outside of the machine, particularly around the engines or the motors on the rollers. You often get trash caught in there that people don't notice. And just keep going right around the machine, checking underneath it, the elevator, the hoods, all around the motor, all the places where dirt and trash can be caught. Yeah, harvesters in particular they've got lots of little nooks and crannies in them, so they're hard to clean. So it definitely usually takes a couple of inspections before they'll be passed as clean enough to move. But yeah, it's important to get that done and done properly.
When preparing a harvester for inspection, the following areas should be cleaned, as they will be assessed during the inspection: topper, arms, drums and blades, gathering sidewalls and floating shoes, crop dividers, knockdown and fin rollers, base cutters, feed roller train, chopper system, primary extractor blades and chamber, elevator system, elevator boot, secondary extractor blades and chamber, motor screen and cover, hydraulics and lines, operator's cab, wheels and tracks. Well,
it's really important to do that clean down between your own farms as well, because there's some pests or diseases, usually more weed seeds that we have in some farms that other farms don't, that we really don't want to move around. So I suppose the important one in the Burdekin is itchgrass and sorghum, so we don't want to move those if we don't have to. So yeah, just getting into a habit of cleaning down between farms for weeds is really good. And the other thing is cleaning down so we don't spread RSD around, because that's transported in juice, so we need to make sure machines are clean and sterilised before they change farms if there's RSD involved. You're better off spending half an hour blowing the machine down and 10 minutes sterilising it than the next 5 years trying to get rid of some RSD on your farm.